If you're looking for new books for you to read as a mom or for you to use in your homeschool alongside your kids, then I have books for you. Today, I have books from Book Outlet, from Thrift Books, from Amazon, and more. So let's get started. First up is a book that isn't even released yet. It's actually coming out here in the next couple of days, and I will link more information down below. But this is Dana Cooley's brand new Bible Investigators Creation Edition. Look at how big and thick this book is. It is full of different puzzles, games, word searches, crossword puzzles, and more, all having to do about creation. This is designed for kids 8 to 12 years old, and your children are going to jump into God's Word, get excited about what they're learning when it comes to things mentioned in Genesis 1 through 3, and diving deep as their own investigators in learning more about God and how the whole world started. If you're looking for something for yourself as mom to read, I recommend this one, In the Hands of a Fiercely Tender God, 31 Days of Hope, Honesty, and Encouragement for the Sufferer. This was sent to me by one of my fellow Made to Homeschool contributors, Amy from Humility and Doxology. You should definitely go check her out. Come join Made to Homeschool so you can hang out with us. I'll drop more information down below. But this is something that she has found particularly helpful in the season that she's in. Her son has been diagnosed with leukemia, and they have been through quite the struggle over the past few months, and we have been talking and kind of commiserating together and encouraging one another and praying for one another, as we are also going through a lot of things with our daughter with medical needs. And so she's been such an encouragement, and she said this book was helpful to her, so she sent it to me to read as well. Speaking of Made to Homeschool recommendations, this next package from Thrift Books is a book that was recommended by Julie over at Homeschool Mama to 5. And it's The Green Glass House. They use this as their Christmas read aloud, and it's quite thick, but she said her kids were literally on the edge of their seats. This book is about this green glass house, this inn that has been completely empty and is currently occupied by the adopted son of the owner, when suddenly a bunch of very secretive, mysterious guests come to visit. Lots of things go missing, tempers flare, there's lots of mystery to be had in these books, but she highly recommended it, and I have a daughter who is obsessed with mysteries, so I decided to grab it and give it a try. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have read the series. Speaking of the series, I found out that Book Outlet, which has brand new books for discounted prices, had this entire series except for book 1, which is why I got the book 1 on Thrift Books. And so we got the rest of the series. This is the Green Glass House Commonplace book, The Thief Knot. Look at how thick these books are, and they were crazy cheap. And Blue Crown. So these are all the other books in the series. There might be one other one, but those are all the ones that they had. And so I went ahead and snatched them up. And as always, I ended up purchasing a duplicate of a book I already had, because we finished The Vanderbeekers on 141st Street as our Christmas read aloud, and it was excellent. I highly recommend. My kids couldn't wait to get into book 2. And I was pretty sure I had waited to buy book 2 until we finished book 1 to make sure we liked it. So I went ahead and bought book 2. And then guess what I found downstairs on my bookshelf? When I had gone to my library book sale a couple months ago, I had picked up book 2. But that's okay. We will gift the other copy to another family member or friend for them to be able to enjoy these books as well. And The Vanderbeekers is a fun one if your kids are looking for something to read. Now, if you have a builder in your life, this one might be the perfect thing to grab. This is the Built to Last book. These are so fun for your kids. If they're younger, they can just look through and look at all the pictures. And if they're older, they can read all the fun facts. But if you've got an architect lover, this is definitely going to be something to check out. So it's looking at all of these different famous buildings and structures all over the world and learning how they're built and why they're built that way. You get peeks inside all of the construction, and I just thought this would be a really fun one to look at, especially as we're looking at different historical places in our history curriculum. I don't know about you guys, but we love E.B. White's books. We love Charlotte's Web. We love The Trumpet of the Swan. I am not a huge fan of Stuart Little, but that's a whole different story for a different day. And I found this really fun book called Some Writer, The Story of E.B. White. So I thought it would be fun to kind of get some of the backstory on one of our favorite authors. And you can see there's little nods to different popular books that they wrote. And this goes through and has great illustrations and tells the story of E.B. White. this just looks like a really, really fun book to dive into. So I was really excited to find it on Book Outlet. For my older kids, I got a copy of Sounder. I didn't have a current copy of that, and I know this is one that is recommended in a lot of literature guides for kids to read. So I grabbed it. I was kind of surprised at how thin it is. I don't think I've actually read it myself before, but I think this will be a fun one to add to their book cubbies. Next up is a new series, and I know nothing about it, so just giving full disclosure, I will let you guys know over on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, what I think about them after we have read them. But I have a son who absolutely loves art and who loves mysteries. And so there was this series that popped up, again, nice hardback cover books, and this is the Rembrandt Conspiracy and the Crown Heist. So these are all parts of a Lost Mystery series. One of these things that makes this series really cool is within the book itself, there are these QR codes sprinkled throughout the story. And when you scan those QR codes, it will pop up that famous piece of art that it's talking about, or give you little art facts. So I just thought this would be a really fun mystery to enjoy, but also a way to kind of introduce him to several different artists and art history. Now I did realize after I ordered it that I believe this is book 2 and 3 and not book 1, but from the reviews that I saw, it looked like it didn't fully matter if I got them in order. So I'll let you guys know what our official review is on that coming up soon. But if you were looking for more book recommendations of things that we have gotten recently and things that we are reading, be sure to check out this video here.